Can a man really maintain sexual stamina for an entire hour without becoming exhausted? The answer is more complicated than most videos suggest. Endurance is influenced by cardiovascular fitness, breathing, stress, sleep, general health, and psychological pressure, and chasing a stopwatch may actually work against you. Most people immediately search for a secret food, supplement, or technique. But there are several different systems controlling endurance, and improving only one may make very little difference. Stay until the end, because we will separate the factors that genuinely influence stamina from popular myths and explain when fatigue may indicate something worth discussing with a healthcare professional. And one of the biggest, endurance killers has nothing to do with physical strength. First, remove one misconception. There is no universal medical requirement saying healthy sexual activity must last 60 minutes. Clinical evaluation focuses more on control, satisfaction, distress, erectile function, and whether symptoms repeatedly interfere with sexual well-being. Premature ejaculation, for example, is considered a treatable condition. When ejaculation repeatedly occurs sooner than desired, control is limited, and the problem creates significant distress. So, if 60 minutes isn't the real benchmark, what determines endurance? Sexual activity requires physical energy. Like other forms of physical activity, poor conditioning can make someone feel tired sooner. Regular, moderate physical activity can improve cardiovascular efficiency and general exercise tolerance. That does not guarantee a particular sexual duration, but better overall fitness may make physical activity feel less exhausting. But physical fitness alone cannot solve the problem if your nervous system is working against you. Trying desperately to reach a specific number on a clock can increase psychological pressure. Stress, fatigue, and relationship concerns can influence sexual desire and sexual function. So turning intimacy into an endurance examination may be counterproductive. Here is where this becomes interesting. Two people with similar fitness levels can have completely different stamina because physical endurance is only one part of the equation. In the next section, we examine 3 overlooked variables: breathing, sleep, and energy management. And the third one is commonly underestimated. When physical effort increases, breathing naturally changes. Excessive muscular tension can also make physical activity feel harder. The practical lesson is simple. Stamina should not be viewed purely as muscular strength. Efficient movement, relaxation, and normal breathing matter during physical activity generally. And breathing becomes much harder to control when another factor is missing: adequate recovery. If someone is chronically exhausted, expecting maximum physical performance is unrealistic. Sleep supports physical recovery, mental concentration, and general well-being. Fatigue can also contribute to reduced sexual interest, but even someone who sleeps well can sabotage endurance before physical activity begins. Basic physiology still matters. Physical activity requires energy, and dehydration can contribute to tiredness during exercise. That does not mean consuming extreme amounts of water or using so-called performance drinks. The goal is ordinary healthy hydration and balanced nutrition, not a miracle formula. And that brings us to one of the biggest traps in this entire topic: quick fix products. Before discussing supplements, remember this: sexual stamina is not something you should attempt to artificially force beyond your body's limits. Coming next is the section that may save viewers the most money. Many products marketed around male performance create powerful expectations. But before believing those claims, you need to understand what could actually be causing the problem. Do not assume that fatigue or sexual performance concerns automatically mean you need a supplement. Sexual function problems can sometimes be connected to medications, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, psychological factors, or other medical conditions. And that distinction matters because treating the wrong problem may accomplish nothing. Another important distinction is control versus stamina. Someone may be physically fit, but still experience ejaculation sooner than desired. That is not necessarily a cardiovascular endurance problem. Premature ejaculation can involve physical and psychological factors, and recognized treatment approaches can include counseling, behavioral approaches, and, when medically appropriate, medication. This is why copying another person's strategy can completely miss the real cause. Sexual well-being also has a psychological component. Stress, pressure, communication problems, and worries about performance can influence the experience. Psychosexual therapy services specifically recognize communication and psychological factors as important components when addressing sexual difficulties. And sometimes the smartest stamina strategy is identifying what is creating the pressure in the first place. So far, we have identified 6 variables: fitness, breathing, recovery, hydration, energy, and psychological pressure. But there is one final distinction every viewer needs to understand. Occasional tiredness is normal. Persistent sexual difficulty may be different. So when should someone stop searching online and actually speak with a healthcare professional? Persistent erectile problems, ejaculation difficulties, or other sexual function changes deserve proper assessment, particularly when they cause distress or occur repeatedly. Some sexual function problems can be related to underlying medical conditions or medications, so evaluation can sometimes identify something much more useful than another internet performance trick. Now we can finally answer the title question. The wrong goal is forcing your body to survive an exact 60-minute target. The more useful goal is developing good general health, cardiovascular conditioning, adequate recovery, reasonable hydration, psychological comfort, and appropriate medical care when problems persist. Sexual performance should not be judged by a stopwatch, and this changes how you should think about sexual stamina completely. If you remember only 5 things from this video, remember these. There is no universal 1-hour requirement. General cardiovascular fitness, sleep, recovery, and basic hydration matter. Performance pressure can work against sexual well-being. Persistent sexual difficulties deserve proper medical evaluation. So the real question is not, how do I force myself to last exactly 1 hour? It is, what is limiting my stamina in the first place? And one of those limitations may begin outside the bedroom, with your cardiovascular health, sleep, stress, and everyday habits. If you want to understand how daily habits can influence male sexual health, watch the next video, because several factors people blame on age may actually begin with lifestyle. And number 4 is one many men completely overlook: